Start.
Friends, you know that we were discussing types of amalgamation. As we have discussed that there are two types of amalgamation. First is amalgamation in the nature of merger and amalgamation in the nature of purchase. We have also discussed amalgamation in the nature of merger already. Now let us discuss amalgamation in the nature of purchase. Amalgamation may be considered in the nature of purchase only when one or more of the five conditions specified for amalgamations in the nature of merger is not satisfied. As I was telling you, five conditions, if any one or more of those five conditions are not fulfilled, then that comes under amalgamation in the nature of purchase. These are amalgamations which are in effect a mode by which one company acquires another company, and hence equity shareholders of the combining entities do not continue to have a proportionate share in the equity of the combined entity or the business of the acquired company is not intended to be continued after the amalgamation. Okay. Methods of accounting for amalgamation. It may be noted that the accounting standard deal with accounting mechanism only in the books of the transferee company, means purchasing company. So far as books of transferor company are concerned, the normal procedures of accounting through the realization account will be followed for both types of amalgamation, that is amalgamation in the nature of merger and amalgamation in the nature of purchase. The accounting procedure for amalgamation in the books of the transferee company, that is purchasing company, will differ depending upon the type of amalgamation. There are two methods of accounting. One is pooling of interest method. This is to be followed in case of amalgamation in the nature of merger, and purchase method. This purchase method to be followed in the case of amalgamation in the nature of purchase. For amalgamation in the nature of merger, we follow pooling of interest method. For amalgamation in the nature of purchase, we follow purchase method. Now we shall take up in the books of purchaser company, mean transfer company, by using pooling of interest method. This we use only when the amalgamation is in the nature of merger. This method of accounting is applicable for amalgamation is in the nature of merger. In this case, the amalgamation is accounted for as if the separate business of the amalgamating companies were intended to be carried on by the transferee company. Accordingly, only minimal changes are made in aggregating the individual financial statements of the amalgamating companies. The purpose is that all items, including reserves of the transferor company, should be recorded at their book value and in the same form as on the date of amalgamation. The following factors should be taken into consideration while making accounting entries in this method. In the books of transferee company, the assets, liabilities and reserves, whether capital or arising on a revaluation, the transferor company should be recorded at their existing carrying amounts and in the same form as at the end of at the date of amalgamation. The balance of the profit and loss account of the transfer company should be aggregated with the corresponding balance of the transferee company or transferred to general reserve account, if any. This reflects the fact that the entities are simply merged together. No goodwill account should be accounted for. The difference between the amount recorded as share capital issued plus any additional consideration in the form of cash or other assets and the amount of share capital of the transferor company should be adjusted against the reserves of transferee company. I repeat, the difference between the amount recorded as share capital issued and the amount of share capital of the transferor company should be adjusted against the reserves of the transferee company. Now we shall come to the entries. Entries in the case of pooling of interest method in the books of transferee company, that is purchasing company. On amalgamation of the business, entry for the purchase consideration due. The entry for the purchase consideration due is business purchase account debtor to liquidator of purchaser transfer company. Business purchase account debtor with the amount of purchase consideration to the liquidator of transferor company. Next, when assets and liabilities and reserves are taken over from the transfer company and incorporated in the books, then sundry assets account at the book value, 2. Sundry liabilities account individually, all assets to be taken individually only, 2. Assets and liabilities to be taken individually, 2. Profit and loss account at book value, 2. Reserves book value, 2. Business purchase account. The difference between debits and credits is adjusted in the reserves of the transferee company. Then third, when the purchase consideration is satisfied, means paid, liquidator of transfer of company debtor for the purchase consideration amount, to share capital account if shares issued, to share premium account if shares are issued at premium, to cash account if cash is paid, to non-cash consideration, sometimes some other assets might have been given, some other things which are given, for that to non-cash consideration. Okay. So the entry again I repeat, liquidator of transfer company, to share capital account, to share premium account, to cash account, non-cash consideration. Next, fourth transaction. For liquidation expenses paid, profit and loss account or general reserve account debtor to cash or bank account, if the acquisition or winding up expenses are paid and borne by the purchasing company. Okay. State entries. Now we shall move on to purchase method. So far we have discussed pooling of interest method. Now we move on to purchase method. This method of accounting is applicable for amalgamation in the nature of purchase. This will also be same for external reconstruction, etc., which are not covered by AS 14. The following factors should be considered while making accounting entries in this method. In the books of transferee company, the assets and liabilities of the transferor company should be incorporated at their existing carrying amount. All the consideration should be allocated to individual identifiable assets and liabilities on the basis of their values. Then the reserves, whether capital or revenue, are arising on revaluation of the transferor company other than the statutory reserves should not be included in the financial statements of the transferee company. Any excess of the purchase consideration over the value of net assets of the transferor company should be treated as goodwill and debited to goodwill account. On the other hand, if the purchase consideration is lower than the value of the net assets acquired, the difference should be credited to capital reserve. Now, entries in the case of purchase method. In the books of transferee company, purchaser company, entry is first entry. Business purchase account debtor to vendor's account with the value of purchase consideration payable. Secondly, assets account debtor to business purchase account to liabilities account. Assets means all the assets taken over with the respective values with the, by which the purchasing company wants to show or agreed value. Business purchase account, amount of purchase consideration, then liabilities, value at which the assets taken over, value at which the liability is taken over. Okay. In the above entry, if debit is short, the difference, that is, it is the extra purchase consideration paid, is to be debited, is debited to goodwill account. If the debit is sharp, the difference is debited to goodwill account. If credit is sharp, the difference is credited to capital reserve account. Okay. Now next entry is vendor's account debtor, discount account debtor, 2 equity share capital account, 2 preference share capital account, 2 debentures account, 2 shares bar debenture premium account, 2 cash account. Okay. Then goodwill account bar capital reserve account debtor to cash account. Okay. Next, statutory reserves. Following entries required only in the case of purchase method. If it becomes necessary to carry forward the statutory reserves of the transferor in the books of the transferee for legal compliance, it is accounted by debiting amalgamation adjustment account and statutory reserve account. Amalgamation adjustment account debtor to statutory reserve account. Okay. then amalgamation adjustment account should be disclosed as a part of the other current or non-current asset in the balance sheet. The amalgamation adjustment should be disclosed as a part of miscellaneous expenditure in the balance sheet when the identity of the statutory reserve is no longer required to be maintained. Both statutory reserve account and amalgamation adjustment account should be reversed. Statutory reserve account debtor to amalgamation adjustment account. Note, Companies Act 2013 prohibits the issue of shares at discount except for equity shares. Now, table of comparison accounting in the books of purchasing company. So, we have items, amalgamation in the nature of merger and amalgamation in the nature of purchase are compared here. If assets and liabilities of the transferor company. In the case of amalgamation in the nature of merger, all assets are taken over, accounted at book value under pooling interest method. Whereas under purchase method, all are same are taken, all or some are taken, all may not be taken, either sometimes all or sometimes only some which are taken over by them are taken. Then accounted at book value or revalued value. That revalued value is called fair value. Then for reverse of transfer, reserves of transferor company, all are recorded as it is. These are not recorded under purchase method. For statutory reserves of transfer company, already included in the above second case. Therefore, no separate entity is required. Whereas in the case of purchase method, amalgamation adjustment account debtor to statutory reserve account is to be, who is the entry to be passed. Coming to the fourth thing, goodwill or capital reserve. For that, in the pooling of interest method, difference between purchase consideration and the paid up capital of the transfer company is adjusted in reserves. Difference between purchase, whereas in the pooling purchase method, difference between purchase consideration and assets, net assets taken over is either goodwill or capital reserve is recorded. Fifth, liquidation or amalgamation expenses incurred by the transferring company. For that, reserves are profit and loss account debtor to cash or bank account in the case of pooling of interest method, whereas in the purchase method, goodwill or capital reserve account debtor to cash or bank account, same entry. Stock reserves on intercompany stock. Reserves are profit and loss account debtor to stock reserve or stock account. Goodwill or capital reserve account debtor to stock reserve or stock account. Next, intercompany department, mutual debt cancelled. Bills payable, creditors, loan, its account debtor to bills receivable, debtors and land account, loan account. In the case of purchase company, same, bills payable, creditors or loan account to bills receivable, debtor and loan account. Note, point number 5, 6, 7 are not specified in accounting standard 14. Okay. Now problem. From the now we shall take up a problem. Following is the balance sheet of X Company Limited as at 31st March 2020. Balance sheet as at 31st March 2020. Liabilities, equity share capital 100 rupees each, 15 lakh, 11% preference share capital 5 lakh, general reserve 3 lakhs, 100 creditors 2 lakhs. Assets, land and buildings 10 lakhs, plant and machinery 7 lakhs, furniture and fittings 2 lakhs, stock in trade 3 lakhs, sundry debtors 2 lakhs, cash in hand and bank 1 lakh. Y company agreed to take over X company on the following terms. Each equity share in X Company Limited for the purpose of absorption is to be valued at 80 rupees. Face value is 100. Equity shares will be issued by Y Company Limited by valuing its each equity share of 100 rupees at 120 rupees per share. Third, 11% preference shareholders of X Limited will be given 11% redeemable debentures of Y Company Limited at equivalent value. Okay. All the assets and liabilities of X Company will be recorded at the same value in the books of Y Company. Calculate purchase consideration, past journal entries in the books of Y Company Limited for absorbing X Company Limited. Purchase consideration. Whom to pay, how much to pay, what to pay and the amount. For equity shareholders, 15,000 because 15 lakh shares are there at 100 rupees. If 15 lakhs is divided by 100, you get 15,000 shares. For every They are given 100 rupees share at 120 rupees, but while taking the shares, they are considered as 80. So 80 divided by 120 to be taken. So 10,000. For 15,000 shares, we are going to issue only 10,000 shares. 10,000 shares, since they are issued at 120 rupees per share, it comes to 12 lakh rupees. But the 12 lakhs equity share capital face value is 10 lakh, share premium is 2 lakh, totally 12 lakhs here. For preference shareholders, 5 lakhs is given. For them, 11% debentures of 5 lakhs is given. So that's how 17 lakhs of purchase consideration is paid by giving equity shares and debentures. Now, amalgamation in the nature of purchase. In the books of purchaser, transferee or amalgamated company, entries are, how entries are passed we shall discuss. Business purchase account at R, it is paying 17 lakh rupees purchase consideration, so 17 lakhs is recorded. Amount is payable to liquidator, it is due. That's why liquidator of X Limited company is created. Business purchase account at R to liquidator of X Limited, 17 lakhs being purchase consideration due. What are the assets take? For assets of the liquidating company are coming to purchasing company. For that, land and buildings account at R 10 lakhs, plant and machinery account at R 7 lakhs, furniture account at R 2 lakhs, furniture and fittings account. Stock in trade account at R 3 lakhs, sundry debtors account 2 lakh, cash in hand at bank 1 lakh, and liabilities taken over are 2 creditors 2 lakhs, 2 business purchase account 17 lakhs, 2 reserves balancing figure 6 lakhs being assets, liabilities merged, excess of net assets or purchase consideration being capital profit credited to capital reserve account. Then liquidator of X Limited is paid in the following way. Liquidator of X Limited is paid purchase consideration of 17 lakhs by issuing equity share capital of 10 lakhs, share premium of 2 lakhs, 11% debentures of 5 lakhs. So entry is liquidator of X Limited account at R to equity share capital account to share premium account to 11% debenture account. Okay. Next. Intercompany owings. Sometimes it happens that the purchasing company owes to the vendor or vendor company owes to the purchasing company in either case. After the takeover, the purchasing company will have equal amounts in debtors and creditors or bills receivable and bills payable relating to the intercompany owings, which is cancelled by passing following entry in the books of the purchasing company. So creditors account bar bills payable account debtor to debtors account bar bills payable or bills receivable account with the amount relating to the intercompany owings. Example or illustration. ABC Limited agreed to acquire the business of XYZ Limited as on 31st December 2019. Bills receivable of XYZ Limited included 20,000 rupees due from ABC Limited. Pass an entry. Entry in the books of ABC Limited. Purchaser. Bills payable account at R to bills receivable account 20,000 being mutual debt cancelled. Okay. Now for intercompany stock. At the time of takeover, it is possible that vendor company has in stock goods purchased from purchasing company which are at selling price. That is, it includes profit of purchasing company. This stock will now be taken over by the purchasing company, or purchasing company may have in stock goods purchased from vendor company which included profit element of vendor company. In either case, the closing stock is valued at a higher price. It includes unrealized profit. Such unrealized profit is eliminated from stock by passing the following entry. Entry is in purchasing company's book. So general reserve account debtor under pooling of interest method. General reserve or P&L account debtor to stock reserve account or stock account with the amount of unrealized profit. General reserve account bar profit and loss account to stock reserve account or stock account. In the case of purchase method, goodwill account bar capital reserve account. Goodwill account debtor to capital reserve account. Goodwill account bar capital reserve account debtor to stock reserve or stock account with the amount of unrealized profit. Okay. Intercompany owings and or intercompany stock will make no change in accounting in the books of vendor, where all the assets and liabilities will be transferred to realization account at its book value. If the bill received from the other company is got discounted, then in no no more remain, it no more remains an entry, intercompany debt. It will not be taken as intercompany debt hereafter. ABC Company Limited agreed to acquire the business of XYZ Limited as on 31st December 2011. Stock of ABC Limited includes goods worth 1 lakh rupees purchased from XYZ Limited, which involves the same at cost plus 25%. Pass the entry. Entry is goodwill account at R capital reserve account at R, 2 stock reserve account 20,000 being unrealized profit in intercompany adjustment. 20,000 ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾತಂದ್ರೆ 1 lakh rupees divided by 125 because it is including profit, that's why 125 1 lakh rupees divided by 125 into 25, it is equal to 20,000. Okay. Now entries in the books of vendor. As I was telling you, accounting standard 14 is not touching this. The same way where in dissolution of partnership, what entries we passed, the similar entries are passed here. In both the cases, amalgamation in the nature of merger and amalgamation in the nature of purchase, the entries will be same. Okay. So draft journal entries in the books of vendor now. All assets to be transferred to realization account at book values except cash or bank balance unless these are taken over with the purchasing company. The entry is realization account at R2, assets account. All liabilities are to be transferred to realization account except partners capital account, share capital account, reserve account and profit loss accounts. The entry is liabilities account at R2, realization account. The amount of purchase consideration due. For the amount of purchase consideration due, the entry is purchasing company account at R2, realization account. Assets and liabilities not taken over with purchasing company. The entry is cash account at R2, realization account for the assets sold. Realization account at R2, cash account for the liabilities paid. Expenses of expense taken over winding up are also to be debited to realization account. Expenses of takeover or winding up are also to be debited to realization account. If vendor company is to bear the expenses, then entry is realization account at R2, cash account. Capital account or equity share capital account or reserves and surplus account or profit and loss account, realization account, credit balance, etc. will be transferred to partners or equity shareholders account. Profit and loss account, debit balance, miscellaneous expense account, balance of realization account, debit balance will also be transferred to or debited to partners or equity shareholders account. Okay. Note, the profit or reserves or surplus or losses etc. of the company belongs to its equity shareholders in the proportion to the number of shares held by them. Preference share capital and debentures capital, if any, will be transferred to preference shareholders or debenture holders account. Whenever the preference shares or debentures of the vendor company are to be settled at premium, that means they will be paid something more than their capital. In such cases, while transferring this capital to the holders, the following entry has to be passed. Preference shareholders account, debentures account to realization account, that is nominal. Preference share capital account, debentures account debtor, realization account debtor, preference share capital account nominal value, realization account for the amount of premium payable to preference shareholders account with the total amount due. On the receipt of purchase consideration, the entry is shares account at R, debentures account at R, cash account at R to purchasing company account. Next, preference shareholders, debenture holders account will be settled by giving them shares, debentures or cash, or may be given in the question, as may be given in the question. Balance shares, debentures and cash will be distributed to equity shareholders or partners. With all the as per accounting standard 14, payments to debenture holders by purchasing company will not form part of the purchase consideration. It is already discussed. Okay. I'll discuss.